Hey guys, welcome back. This is Lucid. We're jumping back into Bumble Rumble, where I'm playing Middle-Aged Atlantis. It's turn 74, and I've got two turns for you today. Turn 74 I've done, so we'll show you the seeds I've sown, and then we'll hopefully get to turn 75 this episode. If this turn takes a long time, we might split it up. Anyway, we've got 24 gems from Pythium, water gems. And I think I sent him nature gems. He's going to overcast Gift of Health. We've been scheming because apparently TNG is in control of Gift of Health. And Pythium's going to steal it. Now, there's no guarantee that that Pythium is not going to make tarts because Pythium clearly has death access. He also kind of made a mistake of telling me how many gems he's going to put into it. Like, he said he has 300 or about, which should be plenty to steal it. But he also has Mother Oak, so he's probably rolling in nature gems. The thing is, okay, so TNG I'm worried about. I think TNG's the strongest, with probably me in second and Pythium in third. Pythium and I think, are pretty close in power. But TNG having tarts running around is a problem. And if anything, I would rather have them, them fighting over globals is good for me, because they're not fighting over my globals or dispelling my shit or other things. And then I would rather have the Tartarians split between them. Like, TNG's made a lot, so okay, fine. I would rather have Pythium have some, rather than have one person have all of them. So anyway, I'm happy. We've been talking. I know these gems are going to go to putting up Gift of Health. And I'm totally cool with that. A caveat to that is it looks like Pythium's preparing to attack me, which, I mean, let's be real, there's no fucking way that's gonna actually work. The chances of him taking, he could raid, I mean, there's just no way it's gonna work, guys. It's almost impossible. Almost impossible. So I'm worried about Pythium attacking me underwater. None. Zero. I mean, I'm worried about it enough that I'm gonna prepare, but I'm not worried about it enough that, I'm gonna sweat. We're getting one more Coral Queen, because I'm losing my little Dominion stash here is down. We're only at one candle. So, and the reason is because I've got, all these temples nearby, which have reasonably high Dominion, and they're all temple checking into the water. And this one's particularly victim. Now I also have temple checks coming in from my throne with a temple and all this other shit, but whatever. We'll get it up. Once we get it up high, it's not going to come back down easily. What's our Dominion strength at now? I haven't checked in a while. Okay, we're at 10, but we're 2 temples away from being at 11. And honestly, once I get all of Yis's stuff, we'll be up at 11 or 12. So that'll be kind of cool. We made a golem. We cast Haru Specs, and we found a kelp grove. I don't actually remember this when I was playing the turn. That's cool. I don't think I checked. Auspex didn't find anything. Okay, we teleported a golem. This was on top of his fort, and this was a fort he wouldn't have had any reason to patrol. This was not adjacent to an army. And people don't often raid on top of forts that often. I mean, I don't know. There's no reason you would really have somebody patrolling, spamming out water elementals, unless you're kind of a Jedi, and you know that I might do this. But a lot of times I've been doing a lot of water elementals. I have a feeling Yis is pretty tight on water gems. We've been in a long war, and he's been doing water elemental little traps and stuff himself. But I have a huge water income, and I don't think he does. I think Yis is getting pretty tight on gems. And, okay, so that's the golem attack. We have another attack here. I think I'm teleporting a water elemental thug. Whoops. For some reason I remember that, oh no, this did work. Okay, so if you recall, guys, this was part 1 of my trap, right? So part 1 was I send this guy in, and he's got enough gems to do this whole script again. And he's going to clear out the PD. But what I'm expecting, because I'm sitting on his cap with a big army, what I'm expecting is that later on down here we'll have another battle in the Cursed Waters, because I knew he's got to basically send reinforcements in from his forts to defend his capital. And here they come, but now not only is that mage there, Home Slice, who is pretty good looking, I'm just gonna say. Now, this is like prime magic duel target. Like, yeah. So you gotta be careful. But, like, I don't think I can get away with this versus Relay, but, what are you gonna do? Here we've got, oh man, see, if they magic dueled, they would have gotten both of these guys. This actually is like a mistake. But yeah, and then we've got our Foul Vapors caster, who's gonna do, I think, Poison Ward, and then Foul Vapors, and then we've got this guy who's just gonna spam out Iron Warrior. So, on their side, it's just kind of some shit. They've got these Yisian Druids who are doing a Communion. This one's got Water Gems, so they're gonna make probably some Water Elementals. Is this guy a Communion Master? Did it go off? No, maybe he's... Oh, he's actually really high. Holy shit. Oh, it's a Hydromancer. Okay. So it's a very small Communion. It's only a Magic Boost 1. No idea what he's going to cast. But this guy's going to obviously spam out Water Elementals. This guy probably Earth. Now, there's a chance he didn't script it, because he might think, okay, I'm just moving it into a friendly province. Okay, not friendly anymore, so there's no PD. He would probably have planned for there to be a bunch of PD, like, right here. And so these guys are probably going to, like, buff it up with Legions of Steel and Strength of Giants. She's going to come in pretty high Earth. Not sure what she's going to cast, but we'll find out. Maybe we can get it where we can see both sides. Okay, yeah, there's Legions of Steel coming out. On my side, we're also doing Legions of Steel. And then after that, we're going to be doing Iron Warriors. There comes Living Water on my side. They're doing Living Water on their side, but I'm probably actually going to do more Living Water than them. I'm going to go ahead and turn on team-colored squares. I'm dark blue, he's light blue. Foul Vapor's coming up. Foul Vapor's... So it's not going to do much against these Druids, because... they're sacred and they have a poison resistance bless. But it's going to be pretty good against these troops. They're actually kind of expensive, like 15 gold's not super cheap. Okay, the Water Elementals all show up, and we are definitely going to outnumber them. And that's going to matter kind of a lot. Now, back over here, we've got our... Everybody here's got poison resistance, so we're looking pretty good. We've also got a pretty high HP pool, but maybe some people got missed. Liquefy coming out. Problem is, Foul Vapors is really wrecking his army, and then we've got Liquefy, boom, just nailing these guys. And his Water Elementals are kind of dying down, but if it were just these guys, like if I didn't have Foul Vapors up, I'm pretty sure 4 of these guys casting spells from the back, like his troops would have won. But these guys are going to start retreating now. Yeah, they've just taken too much damage. And then Foul Vapors, like even the guys who haven't died have taken a fair amount of damage. And these are all going to die. Now, his army is not in full retreat. As you can see, these guys are still casting things. Okay, and now the army's basically in a full retreat, so these guys are running now. Back on my side. Okay, these guys are running forward, but my guys are all super buff now, because a lot of them are like ethereal. They've all got, 25-something armor from Iron Warriors just being spammed out repeatedly. Okay, and their last commander went into retreat, or got off the battlefield, so that means all of their summons are going to disappear. I don't know what happened to this guy. I guess he's crippled. Okay, and let's go ahead and look at the battle report for that. We got the Hydromancer, because he's not sacred, so he died to Foul Vapors. How is he... Oh, yeah, okay. I think he just did Water Power. I was thinking, how is he 5? Because he's Water 5. We got the Yisian Commander, not Sacred. All of the Sacred units got away, though, because they were sitting in the back, and then basically their chaff ran, and then, yeah. We lost 3 War Shamblers, who we probably missed with Poison Ward. But, you know, this matters a lot at this point in the game, because ultimately, if he doesn't have any chaff, he's not going to be able to win a major fight. Like, and there's no way he's going to have the water income to just win through elementals. So some combination of like Fog Warriors plus all his buffs with, if he can bring like armies from all his different forts together, they could potentially kick me off his cap. But as you can see, we're not letting that happen. So that was that. I had a little Bloodslave income. Let's watch the rest of these. So here is a thug going to town on this province. Now, we actually had to roll back this turn, and I think the first time the turn went through, when you roll back, you don't resubmit it, but I had already submitted mine. So, anyway, I got a chance to look at the first one. And, yeah, actually, I'll talk a little bit, because I haven't really talked about rollbacks on the channel before, but normally you don't do them, but if people ask me to postpone and they ask me in like a timely fashion, and either I say I did, or I forget, or I don't read it, like if I should have like clearly rolled it back, or postpone the game and I didn't, sometimes I will roll back the turn, kind of depending. Usually I do if it's like clearly my fault. But the first time I did this, it didn't work. I attack, but I think actually this fight is gonna work for me. Good, high speed it. Oh, the part of it, and this is like one of the things, like, you're like, shit. This guy is scripted to just cast spells instead of to like attack, so he's super high fatigue, so when these guys come in and hit him with their lances, they're gonna like actually hurt. Falling Frost. Blade Wind. So fortunately he's not really taking damage, because he's got 35 protection. But with the critical hits you get from being super high fatigue, it can definitely happen. If we scripted him to attack like a normal guy, it would have been much better. We go Falling Frost, and then they're down. So that actually worked reasonably well, even though the script was messed up. He was supposed to be on hold attack, but somehow he wasn't. That was which one? This one? Next battle, we move on to... This is... I'll just show you the army. We're not going to watch the battle, but this is the army that's moving on to his fort. It's not going to trigger gym usage, so anyway. But you can see that Evocation is actually kind of intense with Liquefy and Drain Life and Frozen Heart coming out. Things just kind of blew up. So that's kind of cool. Devil's Pond, we've got another battle. This is my Golem or no, this is not a Golem. Okay, so this actually is a problem. And this actually sucks because this is not going to go well for me. But the first time the turn went before the reroll, my guy lived. But he just got Soul Slayed, which is one of the ways to take care of Rings of Returning thugs like I have. So, shit. Yeah. It's very sad. So we lost this guy, and he had a lot of gear. He was Astral 4, dude, because he had a crystal coin. So that actually really sucks. But what can you do? There's times it's tempting. You really want to go change your turn when there's a reroll. And it does suck when your RNG is like way worse when everybody... Because I didn't. I mean, my turn was in, I didn't steal, but somebody else did. So... Okay, so this is just the commander from, like, the PD, which, by the way, is freaking sick that Yis can get a Morgan champion as part of their commander, because they're pretty good thugs. The problem for basically all these guys is the script on this. So he's got Awe, which is pretty sick. He's got Invulnerability, so his protection versus Mundane is 32, which is super freaking high. He's got Pierce Resistance, which is going to help with, like, the lances, which are the only thing that's really going to get through. Because everything else, you know, being ethereal, it's going to block. Like, this guy's even has reasonable defense after the harass penalty because of ethereal and Awe, both of which are going to help keep his defense from getting super low. And so what that basically is going to mean is that, yeah, it's basically, the defense actually is still going to be another very significant layer of protection. Like, ethereal is going to block a shit ton. protection's gonna block a lot, defense is gonna block a lot, the shield's gonna block a lot, because the shield is really on top of, it's kind of combined with defense, but anyway. Lots of layers of protection here. And then Soul Vortex, he's sitting pretty at 59 HP. There's just... Normal troops are gonna have a very hard time killing a Wraith Lord with even a very basic kit like this. But like 1 or 2 Astral Mages, and they make pretty short work of a Wraith Lord. And then especially if you Soul Slay them, oof, it's an expensive investment. Okay, and so anyway, we have taken out what was actually a fair amount of PD, and actually he had guys patrolling too, so we killed a fair amount of his troops. Now he had druids in the back, so this was not like an unsupported army. Let's go check again what the mages were doing, because I think this was the first time I've used my Wraith Lord, so he might not have been expecting it. So, yeah. They're not communioned up, so they're not really high enough to do Soul Slay. They're just Astral 2. If they were on Advance and Cast spells, then they might have been doing more useful things like Solar Rays or something like that, or Stellar Fire. I forget the exact name of it, but anyway, the Astral kind of anti-thug spells. Like Mind Burn versus a reasonably high MR dude with only like a couple Astral Mages isn't going to do anything to a Wraith Lord with Soul Vortex. So yeah, they're not... When they go off script, they're just doing dumb shit. This guy, Earth 3, he's not going to do much. So, yeah. Not enough mage support. And yeah, we kill 25 PD is my guess. And then, yeah, fair amount of gold worth of stuff. I mean, these guys are kind of cheap. So, like 400 gold of stuff maybe. And it's all adding up. It's all adding up. Like the wheels have been off of the Yes cart for a short amount of time. You know, for like 5 turns, the wheels have been off the cart, and now it's just, yeah, it's just rolling down the hill. This was the battle we watched, where basically we had a little trap set up as he was trying to get people off his cap. We get attacked here. We managed to lose this province, which is awesome. Fortunately, we're not tracing income to it, but anyway, just a little PD attack that kills me. And then we get no, on the turn before we got attacked by Indies. So this event also didn't happen, and instead of this event, which sucks, I got a good event where I got like a free mage. All undone by the reroll. But the game's going well for me, so I can't really complain. Now, we've got a few things going on this turn. So I've got the Golem here. This is where my little guy died to the Soul Slay Communion. The thing is, he can't reinforce this. All he can do is PD dump. And these mages, I don't think... I mean, maybe he could somehow work his way into like a Shatter Communion, and potentially, with Advance and Cast spells, kill him with Shatter. It would be risky, and he'd have to do a big PD dump. Could potentially happen. But I think in reality, these guys are kind of trapped. They can't get reinforcements from here. They can do a PD dump, but it's not going to help. They can get, only if he had water-breathing items, reinforcements from here. So, anyway, we are going to move him back this way, and that should kill whatever PD is here. It should kill any mages he leaves, maybe trying to defend the PD, and it will knock out the temple. This province, which we successfully raided, which we didn't actually in the previous reroll, but the guy... yawn, successfully retreated. Anyway, he's going to come down here and kill this province, which the Indies took. The fort messages are an important part of this turn. So, in Velvet Ocean, this is the province we're just looking at right here, the walls are severely damaged, but more time is required to break them down completely. With the amount of siege power we have on there, I expect it will be broken next turn, which is kind of what I expected, like it would be a 2-turn break when I moved all my troops around. It's going to actually be, I think, a little faster because... Where did I... Or no, maybe it's not. It's not. Okay, he didn't really have any of his troops outside. So there's probably a small little army still inside that castle. How much time has it been? Has it really been 20 minutes? Holy shit. Okay, so the next time's probably gonna have to be on another episode. So anyway, we've got these guys here. We're just gonna continue sieging. This Wraith Lord, sitting around with the Wraith Lord is okay. Yeah. Sitting around with the Wraith Lord is dangerous. So we're gonna go ahead and move him here. I think it's more likely they try to kick him off. And I would rather, like, I'll come back for the throne. But I do want to keep the water mages locked up if I can while I finish conquering Yis. The other thing was the Fortress of Yis. The walls are severely damaged, but more time is required to break them down completely. I expect also Yis will fall this turn. So we're good. The thing I've got going on here is I've got, I think I mentioned this last episode, but we've got Army of Gold. We've also got Ground Army going off. And that should hit all of my water elemental summons. So Yis is just, they're done, really. I mean, this is checkmate. It's just going to be going through the motions. Hopefully, this is going to probably go to Tianchi. I don't see a way to really stop it. But, yeah. Maybe I can get Vanarus, because Vanarus has sailing, so maybe Vanarus takes it instead of Tianchi. The problem is I actually kind of want Tianchi to take it, so they're a throne threat. Like, I don't want to be the big scary one, so maybe I actually kind of let Tianchi take it. Though Tianchi may be thinking the same thing. And so he may, wait, kind of not take it, because if I get it, then he knows everybody will gang up on me. Which, honestly, once I have all of Yis's other stuff, if he hasn't taken it, I probably will take it. I mean, it would be nice. I'll definitely take another throne. I feel like I can defend it. Especially once I get the rest of this infrastructure. I will be out of my Dominion, which is kind of a problem. So, yeah, that's basically... The only other new thing is we are going to... There's not many guys here. There's no army. He could do a PD dump. He could have the mages here all out spamming water elementals, so it could be kind of bad. But I think we're going to risk it. So we're just going to go in, summon a bunch of living water. Like, this is a lot. And if he doesn't summon just as much, then my troops probably won't even get hurt, and we'll take it, even if he summons some. So I think we're just going to risk it. I kind of want this war to go, end itself quickly, and the sooner I get to sieging, the better. We're going to be bringing in more guys. This is another 35 siege strength. This fort, I think, is, 500? And, yeah, we're basically going to be bringing in, 120, and then plus this guy, we should be at around 100, 40, 150. It's going to be, 3 turns at 150 to get through this. If we're a little over, otherwise it could be 4. Because 3 times 150 is 450. So we'll see. Yeah, could be a little slow, but I guess better to go ahead and work on it. This army's probably actually going to come down here and take this fort next. Though I don't know if we make a pit stop here. I'm less confident, especially if Vanarus gets feisty, that I can hold this. This. Maybe. And I might just cut it off like this. And then, but yes, we'll probably keep raiding back. I don't know. Anyway, I've only put 6 PD here. But this actually is a pretty high income province, so we're happy to take it off Yis's hands. Yeah, I think that's about it for this turn. Do I have any outgoing message? A message to Yis. We hope you defend yourself equally well against the vultures that come in for the scraps. Great defense so far. And right now, Yis is trying to defend himself, but honestly, he just doesn't have the tools. I think his mages could probably do more than he's scripting them right now, but he doesn't have the gems. Yeah, I think, and when he kicked me off his capital, that was a pretty sweet battle. But yeah, honestly, he should have. Okay, if it was me, I would have negotiated for some parts, for this and for this, and then maybe 1 or 2 provinces on land, and then just accept giving this to me. Once I had lost so many battles, if Yis had Fog Warriors for some of the earlier fights, it might have gone a lot differently. But once he had lost a lot of these earlier fights, The writing has been on the wall, right? But the wheels have not come off the Yis card until a few turns ago. But yeah, anyway. If you're playing with Yis, you really can't be... Like, if you're losing Movarks and you're playing as Yis, then you need to change what you're doing. Like, try to get out of that war, get in a different war. Like, Movarks you do not want to trade a lot. Like, they're basically there to kill stuff and not die. I think we've killed like 250 Movarks or something so far. I haven't really counted, but that's how many it feels like, and I could be like way overestimating, but I don't think so. Because there have been a lot of different little Movark armies of like 5 to 20, and then there have been a few big ones of like 50. So anyway, I think that's it for this turn. Pythium says they're going to attack Tianqi, but I'm obviously not going to believe anything until they actually do it. But we'll see. They clearly appear to be attacking me. Yeah. I don't remember. I don't think I have a nap with them. I actually need to check. So, Ulm is getting eaten by Tianqi. We're moving an army here, which is probably going to, after this, come in here and attack Ulm. Because I've heard this is a good province, and therefore I want it. And that's about as far as I've thought about it, but seems like a good plan to me. I guess it's really cold too, so if we summon water elementals, we'll probably get ice elementals, which actually is pretty good against human troops. It's less good against kind of elites, but it's pretty good against humans. So anyway, I think that's about it. And then hopefully we get this too, though I'm not sure. But our Dominion's getting all up in here too, which means we could potentially use Mr. Hands if we want to. I think the other thing was Mr. Hands, I took his shield off and I gave it to this Golem. This Golem is going to 130, which is right here. So the funny thing is I've gone so far into Yis now that the fastest way to Yis, and it's counting 6 provinces, is actually this way. So even though I've waged this war this way, I've gone far enough where it's actually closer to my cap on the other side. Because like this Golem couldn't teleport out to anywhere over here, but it could teleport to here. So this is a Yis fort, I'm pretty sure. Just it's a kelp forest and it looks kind of big. And he's been moving armies out, so it's kind of the same deal as here. It's unlikely he's going to expect a Golem attack, especially now that my Golem's already attacked, so like, it can't teleport up here, but I got another Golem. So it's going to come here. The nice thing about moving here is that next turn, I'm ideally going to be on this fort, and then the turn after, basically it's going to delay him. I don't know what kind of army he has here, but it will delay him in moving this army out to liberate this fort. And in the meantime, I can move and take whatever he's moved here and take that out with my Golem next turn, and then potentially attack this. So, seems like a plan to me. Let me see if I've got anything else. Turn 74. No, I think that's it. So, hope you guys are enjoying, and I'll see you next time.